Homegrown Radio.
Dumelan Sanbanani Hayako by the name of Maspiki Paka. Welcome to Homegrown Hustle. So on today's episode, on my right hand side, I have Keketso Hutamo. Right? I said it correct this time around. How are you doing?
I'm good, and you?
Awesome. So please explain to us, who is Keketso?
Keketso Hutamo, Kauchakukasi, Kauchinganyalang jokes. So basically, I'm a stand-up comedian. Yeah, I started doing stand-up comedy 2018. Yeah, so basically the reason why I got a club on a little clown. I was never one of the smartest kids. But I was plomang. Yeah, bad. So I was always a class clown from hard. So, but I never thought they were like career. So. You know, and then they start saying, and then that's when you take it to him. Mara, maybe guys are. So basically, I'm just a simple guy. Motor don't have fun all the time.
So where are you from?
I'm from Vosloorus.
How was it growing up, go Vosloorus? What kind of a kid were you?
Okay, actually, I'm again but not like in a bad way. Yeah, just a guy who likes clowning around. Especially I was Nakisi, I was always wanted to be like center of attention. So like, got a backup plan, Escom.
Yeah, Escom, what?
Yeah, Rover Casey. I'm that guy who makes people laugh.
Yeah. So were you always in trouble at school, as you said, or Bole, one of those kids, Babadulanko big seat? Were you always in trouble?
Not really, but there's a trick about the class clown. Like you make others laugh and then you're not serious.
Serious,
yeah. I can get a swear no chilling a certain thing, but eventually it catch up to you. So yeah, I would get into trouble, but I make sure my guy is scale. Like I make sure.
Yeah.
I feel como I got parents meeting just. Thola motho go strateng ya bona mathema a inelang ka pie one to love parent for one day.
Why would you do that?
No, because I can't. You like ukina bona ba embarrass scale mo lo mouse out para school. So ya bona and I can't like people like kids in high school. I imagine the whole 5 years being that guy clapping
in front of everyone.
So nah.
So were you always that kid over me sanko officing because you were naughty or you were making jokes?
Nah, I've never been to. I can't see the officers kill us.
Really?
Yeah, I've never been there. I always make sure I fit it. I always make sure I fit it.
So how would you do that? Because obviously, how to step at class, you're making jokes, everyone stops focusing on them, and then they're like laughing and all that. Obviously, the teacher gets angry. So how would you make sure teacher and kisi officing?
Man, I mean, about the soft spot in Yana Zero, about the teacher, about Jalo can amateur man, about maybe the next day we throw the homework.
Yeah,
by the signal, Mara, yeah. We can think adolescent, keep planning all along, keep planning.
So growing up as a kid, Halonya Kova Ing?
Nah. I wanted to be a sound engineer. Yeah, because I grew up around like my uncle was a DJ. DJ. So you grew up about my mom music all the time. So you think, because of your environment, you think, maybe then because Lena got the music, so I thought maybe I could be a sound engineer. But along the line, just
that's not for you.
Yeah.
So when you like, nah, that's not for me, were you saying, okay, this is not for me, but comedy is for me, or you were still finding horiki effing?
You know, when sometimes the entire taller.
Yeah.
You know some things when they find you. Yeah, that's how basically it happened. It happened by mistake. So I went to. Kerko Rekista Veloco School in GP College, 2018. I went there, said I want to do sound engineering.
Yeah.
But no, for you to do that, you need to first start with journalism. So I was like, okay, journalism, shit, as long as it's rocket science and stuff like that. Then I did journalism. Funny enough, I enjoyed it. Enjoyed walking around, getting stories and stuff like that. So that's when I got people to say, Marawena, you're funny at this. So why don't you try it? I was like, okay, media, journalism, comedy.
Same thing.
I guess it can work.
Yeah.
And from that's how comedy got me.
So would you go back, follow your childhood dream career, if I should put it like that, and be a sound engineer?
Nah, I can.
Alright, go for
I'm
it.
so glad I saw call. Njalo groovy fella, ona tlamelo pagani le dipikara. Nah, ke kren.
Oh, sharp girl.
Ke
You
mnat.
just walk away, nje.
Ke mnat. The only problem thing gore ha Mike sa sebetse ke sheba yona sound engineer.
Yeah.
And then so at least ke la le motho ke tla mplay.
O tla mo play man, yeah. Bo play me wena, yeah.
Le mo Mike sa sebetse ra tsebo re sheba mang.
And you know what it's saying.
Yeah, I don't know what it's
Sometimes we're ready, we're prepared. So, and would you go back to journalism as well?
Yeah, I would try it. I mean, when I get it, it's kind of like doing journalism.
Yeah.
So I would try to see the still say go with the question and look professional.
Do comedians become professional though? I feel like one of the comedians, they forever like, should I say, clowning or making jokes. Does it get to a point whereby
it gets to a point where you have to be professional because being funny goes starting how to allow season go staging.
Yeah.
So there's some certain level of skills that you must develop, and the problem with comedic aina school.
Yeah.
So the only way to learn is on stage. The only way to be better is on stage. But the problem is everyone that sees you on stage thinks you're a professional already.
Yeah.
So that's the problem. Our training ground and our sports field, it's on the stage at the same time.
So when people were telling you you should consider comedy, because at that time when you didn't see comedy as a career, so when people were telling you should try comedy, was it something that like, yeah, let me try that because I kind of like know what it's in me?
Well, I started watching comedy specials, which is Daily Bonanza, Trevor Noah, Kevin Hart. It's something that I enjoy, but it's not something you'll be like, yeah,
I want to do that.
I can do it.
Yeah.
But when people start saying, you start flashing back and say, Mara, very guy enjoy too. So what if
it's something that's
what if tables turn and then I'm the one who's doing it instead of watching it? And then first time I got on stage, it was bad.
We'll get to that. Before, obviously your parents know what you went to school to study journalism, and then when switching up or I'm not going to follow that for now, I'm doing comedy. How was it?
Well, I did journalism, Kaifeta, got the certificate, and then another back bite me a film. Then I went to film school, and then did my first year, second year, got dropped out. And I was like, what's my camera? If I can buy myself a camera and shoot it, but like I wasn't like into film that much. I was just taking pictures because I enjoyed it. Then I checked the school fees and then I buy a camera. Then I had to explain to my mom because I will mock out like go up in like those scholars. Then after doing that, I had to prove myself, and then I have to prove what the community to say it. But the only thing, there must be money inside.
Yeah, there must be money coming
in. You can't say, go homegrown, shoot. Nah.
There must be money to prove that.
So I had to, but it took a while. It took a while until I bought, okay. They didn't get much high battle. So that's when I got to convince them, got to do my own shows. So they saw, for you to do a show, you need money. It means,
at least, So how much that school fees? Did you tell your mom or I'm that school fees? I'm going to buy myself a camera, or you did it? The naughty you did it without telling your mom.
I had to tell the dark. Or I'm thinking of doing this instead of that, and then I had to. Because already I sat in harsh just like school because I not very computer how you to wanna roll to so until say fitla honna say so I had to tell my father first until someone. But don't want to say second decision say recue camera. I feel okay, get out.
No choice.
Okay, I can keep a camera in a battle one Taiwan.
Yeah.
But the time how can you so pretty? That's how it came about.
So you started doing comedy, go online radio station, right?
Yeah.
So how was it? I mean, performing but obviously as a comedian I think how you're doing good it's when you're performing and then so I mean online radio station is just you and the host and co-host. So what if how was it?
Bad. It was bad at that point. I don't know, maybe I can criticize again because I did a horrible joke. Like it was like a politics. They talked about politics and stuff because that radio station is like a political radio station in a way.
Yeah.
So they talked about politics stuff and what. So now I tried to MTN taxi rank. So it didn't juggle around.
Yeah.
So that guy didn't laugh.
Ew.
And I tried my best. That guy's not laughing. I okay, sharp. I fell. Like I thought, okay, sharp. It was a bad day. Maybe the next day I'll try again. That guy, that was the first time we saw a critique. Okay, I wanna language you say Mara scrap. So the guy halfway like the station manager but this guy is not funny. Like Lemunka guy, this guy. And
that time it's your first day, even worse.
You're confident that like comedy, taking that mindset of starting. So it means I think it's a piece of cake. After that was bad.
And then the following day, how was it? Were you looking forward to the following day or?
So the station manager, he's the one who was like, okay, how did you do? I was like, it was bad and stuff like that. And he said, okay, how do you know you were bad? And I was like, the guy I was with in the studio didn't laugh.
Yeah.
And he said, how do you know that people who were listening were laughing or not? And I was like, okay. And I was like, okay, go think about it. Come back whenever you are ready. And then we're going to see it again. I was like, I'll come back tomorrow. Having that
that confidence again,
Yeah. Luckily, her feature that day, that guy spoke about Mandela. I was like, he's the easiest guy to impersonate.
Really?
I did it. And then the guy laughed. I was like, okay, I guess
you're
going
funny.
I guess I'm funny now.
Yeah.
Then that's how I was like, okay, I need to practice. Yeah, but at that time, I've never went on stage.
So, you've never went on stage. You were doing the online one, the radio thingy. And then how was it then transitioning from doing comedy, go in a radio station and doing it to go staging?
Go pub. Like the pub, because I went to some DJ friend of mine. That DJ had some plates. I was like, I need like 10 minutes on your set. It's not like a lounge where people are
chilling.
Yeah, chilling.
Yeah.
You can see by the beer they're drinking.
And when it's going down, they might hit you.
The guy was like, are you sure? I was like, yeah, man, sure. Because now from the radio station, I'm fine.
Yeah.
I was like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah, I'm sure. I think I'm like guy what teacher. And imagine when I do my piano feed. Everybody like is hyped. All of a sudden, sound your TV. The first thing when I think, like yo, what am I gonna do? I have no experience, I have nothing. And it was one guy at the front. That guy was drunk. He was like this. The whole time, then I was like, then when I was done, he was like, done.
That time he didn't laugh.
That time I was like, how this guy didn't laugh. So, funny enough, I took it to heart. I was like, oh, okay.
So you
it means I entertained one guy. At least.
But he didn't laugh. At least I would understand, you really are funny.
But back then, for you to get a compliment, it was like, yo, okay. It's something.
Yeah.
So when that guy was drunk, now I just took it to heart. And thanks to that, I ran with it.
That means I am funny.
Yeah, I ran with it. And then, from there.
So how hard is it as a comedian, as an upcoming comedian, to look for gigs? On your own?
Yeah, it's kind of hard, but I'm just like a person looking for a job. Like you have to keep on knocking. You have to keep on knocking. One day there will be someone who say, "Hey, man, that position now volunteer. Are you up?" And I'm like, "Oh, okay. I'm volunteering. Let me go. Do your 5 minutes. And get off. Try again." Or even if you can try the same person over and over and over, eventually there'll be someone like, "Ah, man, I do this gigs and where don't you want to go?" That's when you start building your network, building your name. Because nothing comes easy. You can just say,
true.
You can't just say, "I'm a comedian," and expect a call and say, "Ndana, I heard you from my spirit," or like you're a comedian.
You're very funny.
Come through. No, you have to beg and beg and beg. Just make sure you have transport money. That's all. That's all.
So I get it, at the radio station you made a joke and then the host didn't laugh. So was there a time more on stage and there were people and then you made a joke and no one laughed? How was it?
Horrible. It's the horrible feeling you could ever imagine. I don't know if I can make it like as in you after uploading and then there's no views.
Yeah.
While knowing like that was like my best interview and then there's no view. It's the same thing going on stage. And of course, every joke you write to you kind of make it like, okay, the reason I'm writing it and the reason it came to my mind is because it's funny. And then when you get on stage, then people don't laugh. Sometimes maybe they don't care what you're saying.
They're just talking.
Sometimes it's just stage presence. Like, I really making us demand home mamele.
Yeah.
You understand? And then sometimes it's your delivery. Delivery was not funny. Yeah, and sometimes maybe the joke is not funny. Sometimes maybe you are not funny.
You are not funny. Yeah. So would you say acting and comedy goes hand in hand? Because I get it, you write
my jokes.
Your jokes, and then you have to like read them out and try to personalize or build a character.
I think it goes hand in hand. Number one, because obviously most comedians do act. Number two, on my experience, when I write a joke, if I feel like, oh, maybe I should do this face, maybe I add on that.
Just like a script.
When they add the action and stuff. So I do. And then obviously I have to practice, which is the most embarrassing thing, to catch someone practice a joke in a mirror. Because in my mind, I'm picturing people laughing. There's no one.
There's no one laughing.
But it goes hand in hand because you gotta do gestures. Sometimes some comedians, they do walk, they run. They do facial expressions. It goes hand in hand.
Have you ever had an awkward moment on stage? Like, ew, I wish this never happened.
An awkward moment?
Yeah. Maybe about clapper or about telaka.
Not in comedy. Maybe probably like when you MC. You know those type of vibes. You know people get rowdy when you're on stage. People, at that, at that, I was once chased by a girl who was like rowdy. But in comedy, nothing.
Nothing, only in MC.
No comedy bobs. You know people with money.
Also, people buying good comedy, they have money.
Oh, come on. How would you get like a ticket? It's like $100 and then but
Sheila.
You know what by nothing. So for people who comedy, they need to be there, they need to be present, they need to watch, listen.
When making jokes, obviously, I get it as a stand-up comedian or as a comedian, you get to pick one of the audience and then you make jokes about them, right? So when choosing someone, don't you have that fear? What if this person a retaliator?
For me, the trick that I've learned, first thing, I make fun of myself about my experience, about my life, about who I am. So that you guys enjoy, because everyone enjoys when the joke is about someone. So when I start with myself, and then when I go to you, you already established that thing. Oh, it's that safe environment. It's a safe environment now. It's a comedy show. You know, because I want to prove a point. Just like some people, like they are there to say, I'm not going to shake until like not disturb.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and if you feed into that energy, everyone would see you.
Yeah.
And then you don't go as far. Like there's a point where you like,
I can't go that deep.
I can do too much. I can't spend 20 minutes and speaking about you. I have to say ta.
2 minutes and then move on to the next one. So earlier on you said there's no school for comedians, right?
Yeah.
And I believe that you were also mentored by some of the big people in the comedy space.
Yeah.
So how important is mentorship or being mentored?
Very important. Because like it kind of speeds up the process of you learning fast.
Yeah.
Learning the game, learning your style, learning what you want to achieve or who you want to be in the game, because they kind of tell you the ins and outs. They kind of tell you that, no, if you're writing a joke, don't be harsh on yourself.
Yeah.
Write a joke in this way, in this manner. If you want to push a certain message, this is how you should go about. There's things called improvisation.
Yeah.
Just like you, maybe from my answer, you can get a question.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, so if you don't have a mentor, just think I could be the good.
Yeah.
It's not there.
It's not that, exactly. So in 2020, you also did a show that was funded by yourself.
Yeah.
So what inspired that? What made you be like, okay, now it's time, I need to, whether I make money out of it or I don't, but I need to make the show come alive?
Going back to mentors, you just told me, don't wait for gigs, man. Like, don't wait for gigs. There's like maybe today there's a comedian that is new, that is fresh.
Yeah.
So there's always comedians. So not every promoter or a comedian that's doing a show will book you. So you have to build your own fan base, build your own market. So do your own shows. You at the tavern, you can just say, go for a show for $50 go for a show 50 rand, but back in, even if it's 20 people.
Yeah.
Yeah, those 20 people will be 40. Because at the end of the day, you're doing it for your audience.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that basically what inspired me, not to wait for gigs.
And do it your own self.
Yeah.
So how do you manage to block the negativity or no one will come? No, I won't make money out of this. No. That kind of thing. That's like putting you down.
Hey man, you're there to enjoy it first before it becomes work.
Yeah.
Like you're there to enjoy. Like when you're on stage, that's the happy time. That's where you feel like, yes, Vela, you guys are listening to Maka Keljetangona.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's because you feel like you're hypnotizing people to say, laugh, listen, don't talk, say what, say, So that's where you feel like, Vela, I'm in control of. And some people are
yeah.
So before you start taking it as a business, which you should, but you're there to enjoy yourself first. Because right now, if you're doing what you love, man, we need money, but
exactly, you need to enjoy as well.
You need to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Then already.
No one is going to show up. What they tell me? Yeah.
Now if there's 10 people there, I know. Okay.
At least
if
two
you
love.
if you can make one person, what about 10? Yeah.
Yeah. So before we close it off, one of your best jokes, the one that you trust. No, I love jokes. I love laughing.
One of my best jokes.
Yeah, the one that you know, this one you trust.
That's one thing I hate about being a comedian. Everybody will come and ask you for jokes and stuff. But if next time go box and fast. But anyway, one of my best jokes. Okay, let me see. I have so many jokes. So
choose.
Let me see what I can share. So should I perform for like everyone or should I perform for just you?
But it was Koran.
Oh no, okay. Okay, let's go. I'm looking at here. Okay. Woo. Too much. I hope it's a palm. So first thing is first. Nakena Keketso Hutamo, which Kenzani means Kimshangan. Which is Ubamshangan associated leading to the first of all, Hobamo. Like cameraman, so I'm not saying what cameraman movie, but I'm just saying what it. Like Bugba or Tamalbo, like Kenya or Kenchebe or Kenya Kepisi. or why pontal or marada. Okay, yeah, I need to move. I need to move. I need to Zulu, but we have a daughter who's an incomozak. I sit in Comozam now as Gagafi. This is so ila maflopes now. And the problem is, ila was that bit by Hababa, Tomababa without concerning without being concerned with because there's babies involved, guys. There's babies involved. Like you can tell, not all babies are cute.
Yeah.
No more ha. No more could use like there's difference. Like every movie. Different. But that's different. You can tell. I want to like but before like wait man like what when I know palama prema one of the song at baby talk oh sky one movie I can't go have a smile I slightly gum sitting to one or one don't go to a coach kids with what's up Quebec
what's in your makeup Bianca knows Quebec if like 9 months, so where can the people find you?
My social media handles is Keketso. On Instagram, it's Keketso _Hutamo. It's KEKETSO_HUTATAMO. And then on Facebook, it's Keketso Hutamo. TikTok, it's Keketso _Hutamo. Yeah, that's. I don't have Twitter. I Twitter that way.
It's not. That's
not for the kids. Tamala banana medical aid, hono di therapist, to the job. So, Nalo and Angela Bonano. Nasa Gachu or another.
No,
so, yeah, that's where people can find me on social media handles. Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time.
No, man, thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure.
Okay,
so that's how we cut it off right here at Homegrown Hustle. Thank you so much, guys. From me, Miss Picky Parker and Keketso. Bye.